Welcome to the Stoppage Time edition of the Pitch to Pro podcast. This is a highlight reel of some of the best moments from the show so far, and every other week we will be bringing you a special 5 to 7 minute segment featuring the best stories, tales, and moments of the podcast.
But here at Fest, you're like, we don't have anything playing. Let's go show support to the other OZFC teams. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool to see, like, oh, I didn't know he played that position. I didn't know he was, that kid's actually really good. And they started to kind of get to know each other as Ozark players.
Oh, that's fun. That's good, man. It sounds like just an awesome time. I know it was a long time to be out there. You were out there all 14 days. Yeah. Long time to be away from the family, but a lot of soccer, a lot of top quality soccer. I mean, talk about the competition level while you were, you know.
It was good because they did a good job with the seeding where our teams were in our division. Mm-hmm. They placed us with teams from around the country that are similar. So we saw some teams struggle. Some teams had some really, like the 15s, the first game, they went down early and they were to come back and win. Yeah. You know, my 17s, they were shell-shocked and lost 3-0 that first game. And it's like, okay, let's wake up. But again, these experiences help with that. Because how many times, my biggest critique as a college coach was how many times had a player played a competitive game? You know, you can play a state league game, and if your team is good, you're rolling through the competition, right? And then we recruit you and you don't know how to compete. Right. Now it's like we're competing within our league relatively, but now we go to Fest, you know, we go to regionals, and now we're competing. You know, now we're not just a top dog, we're just another dog. Like we have to make sure our game plan is followed, we're doing everything right. I was really happy with the competition level. I think the league did a really good job with our schedule. Like I said, we're hoping for homegrown next year to take that next leap, take that next step. But I think the players showcased what they needed to. For some of them, as I was talking to MLS Academy scouts, they were like, oh, I really like how you're playing. And then they look at the score like, oh, I didn't realize you guys are losing. Mm-hmm. So like that's also like kind of has given our coaches new breath of like, hey, what we're doing is working. Like results at the younger ages don't matter, but like our style of play, our game model, what we want to do showcases when the college coaches and the academy coaches are like, man, you guys are playing.
And we had some good results out there too.
Yeah, I think the 19s finished top 5, something like that. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I think we represented the state well.
Yeah, you know? Especially first time out, first season in MLS Next, like all those things. You know, we'll only take it, I know, you know, with you and everybody at the program are going to take it, you know, even higher going forward. But yeah. I mean, that's, you know, you got to start, and we're off to a pretty flying start.
Yeah, hopefully we
performing well.
Finish, you know, this next 2 months strong and hopefully clinch a couple playoff spots for next cup.
Yeah.
That's our goal for these next 6 games.
Awesome. We'll talk a little bit about, you said you had like 16 D1s at the first U19 game. What for players out there, like what did they come away with in that regard? Like, was there just a ton of conversation? Were there some actual offers that were offered like there? Was it like, hey, invite you out for a campus visit? Or like, how does that, what was the most of the, and you know, you were the one there recruiting in your prior role. So like, what does that typically look like for a player? Like what should they expect?
So there's different rules within different levels. So as a Division I program, you're not allowed to talk to the player until the event is over, until they're done playing. So like for a lot of the Division I's that came, if they liked the player, they weren't able to reach back out until they were done that, you know, 4th day. So I told the players like, hey, it's okay. Like it's not that they don't like you. It's just that they can't talk to you. At the Division III level, we had a lot of Division IIIs come up and talk to them, and NAIAs, JUCO, same thing. There's no rules. They could come up and talk. Division II is similar. They have to wait till the event is over. Some of the guys left Fest, you know, as soon as, you know, they were back home, they had a couple of initial conversations. Some left with offers. For the 17s, again, it was huge for them to get that exposure. If anything, they learned that you can't take games off. Because like that one game where your dream school is sitting on the sideline, you have to play. Yeah. Right. And that's, as a Division I coach, that's what we would tell the boys is like, we might be playing an unranked opponent. We might be playing SMU. It doesn't matter because every game now, once you step across youth soccer into a you know, pre-pro pathway or a pro pathway or whatever it is, every game matters because from an RPI standpoint, the Division I, that's huge, but also you don't know who's watching you, right? And that's what we try to tell the boys here now. It's like with MLS Next now, we might have Sporting Kansas City here. We might have Nashville here. We might have Atlanta here. We don't know. We don't know who's going to want to recruit our region, want to recruit Ozark. You need to make sure that you're ready to go. And I think to me, that was the biggest learning curve that I saw the boys kind of start to adapt of like, okay, I need to be on. I need to prepare prior to the game. As I'm getting ready to step on, I need to prepare. But from the college standpoint, it was they saw the value of I'm good enough. You know, these colleges didn't just come because I invited them, because Dean invited them. Like, we're going to get them there, but you're going to keep them here. And they stayed for the whole game because they saw something within some of the boys. I think it's tough now with the transfer portal. You know, I think that was when the transfer portal had just opened. So I think they're still kind of recycling and seeing and looking at those offers. I sent a round of emails again today. Hopefully that, you know, we can get some guys signed and committed here soon.
Yeah. So talk about, I think I heard from another coach on the U19s, there were 17 players that like touched the field during Fest. And at the time that I spoke to them, and it was like a week or two after, 16 of the 17 came away with at least one, if not interest, offer. Yeah. It was like offers. Yeah. Which is phenomenal. Yeah. Like to think about.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where we tell them too, it's like, be realistic.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of these schools might be a really, really good fit. They just might not be what you had hoped for. You know, and it's like the school, the academics, the finances, the playtime, you know? So I think, again, that opened a lot of eyes of like, this school really wants me. I want to go play. Let me show some interest on there as well. Yeah. But yeah, just the sheer fact of like our 19s had so much interest. It was cool for them to see that. And it was cool for the 17s to see that, because they're going to be in that situation next year. You know, of like, hey, I know so-and-so, I know Kelly, I know Wyatt, I know these guys were able to do it. Why can't I? Yeah. And I think as we build this, it's the same thing for the U13s. You know, once we get that MLS Academy signing of like, oh, I knew him. If he could do it, I could do it. And that's all this is. It's like, once we have one or two that kind of break that ceiling, it's like, okay, let's start to really, you know, commit to this.
Yeah. Talk a little, I mean, you kind of talked about it a little bit or alluded to it. What does the like prep look like? And, you know, this is a big deal. Like, you're talking about futures for kids and their goals and aspirations. And like, we're here to help them, you know, on their soccer journey, whatever that looks like. But if you're playing within our program, you know, you want to continue, typically you're going to want to try to continue to play at a high level. So how do you and the coaching staff kind of work together, and what was that like ahead of Fest, during Fest, and now kind of after, you know, to help these guys in those conversations, prep them, but also do you guys do like coach outreach to schools or scouts for MLS academies? Like, bring us into your world a little bit on that.
Yeah. I told our coaches to just focus on us. Like, let's go in and let's keep going with our style of play. Let's keep competing. Let's keep doing what we're doing. And it was funny. One of the opposing coaches talked to one of the coaches after the game. I think we had one, and he was like, man, I watched the last 6 of your games trying to figure out a way to beat you guys. And it was funny because we went back to the Airbnb and we were like, man, we didn't watch any video on the opponents. They were worried about us. You know, we want to make sure that our players have a good showing. We're not really worried about the result. We want to show, and like the 11 that are out there, how can we amplify their abilities to whoever's walking by? So that was our prep, was like, let's worry about us. It's not a tournament. Like, you know, we're not going to go win anything. Let's showcase our players. That was our prep going forward. For the college prep side, you know, Dean, myself, and Scott did a lot of reaching out of like, hey, here's our schedule. Here's when we're going to play. Hey, here's some video on our guys prior to it. Hey, I think you should really look at, you know, so-and-so, and let me know what you're looking for. And I think that also drew a lot of attention with kind of the connections that Scott, Dean, and myself have of like, you know, come either hang out with us because we're friends, or look at I've been at the level. I know the level. Dean knows the level. Scott knows the level as college coaches. Trust us a little bit. Come look at this player. You know, even if you don't like them, you know that there's something there because we see something there. And I think that's also what drew so much attention to our games, was us kind of outreaching a little bit to college coaches of, you know, like I think Dean's really good friends with the SMU staff. So SMU was there, you know, and it was like, okay, cool. Like that's all we're asking for. Like, is SMU going to take one of our players? We don't know, but what player from here could say like, hey, SMU came to my games, right? That's really cool. Like obviously Memphis wasn't there, but Memphis would have come to our games, right? UAB, Omaha, all these programs, you know, that we have friendships and relationships with, they were at our games. And all it takes is that one kid to show they're good enough to play at that level to get that offer. And that's what we're trying to provide.
Thank you for joining us for this stoppage time special of the Pitch to Pro podcast. If you've enjoyed the conversation, you can click watch the full episode here. Be sure to tune in next Thursday for a new episode of the Pitch to Pro podcast,
the official podcast of Ozark United FC.
Available on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere you get your podcasts.